AskReddit by Goosander77. You are offered $1 million if you can hide a pair of car keys from the entirety of the FBI force for 7 days. Where do you hide the keys? Easy. I just keep them on my person for a few hours. Inevitably, I will lose them, and even the entirety of the FBI tearing apart my whole house won't be able to find the damn keys. Same. But I have to place them purposely in a place where I will never forget them. Inevitably I will forget that very important obvious place and only remember that I thought it was very important and obvious. Mail them to the FBI office. USPS Media Mail. USPS will deliver it postage due. A university janitor's keychain. I work security at the student center at my university. Attaching the key to my security keys is perfect. There's like 10 of them and I still don't know what they all do. They'll never take one off. Tape them on the FBI's back. The jingling will haunt them all week, and they'll never find it. This is remarkably close to advice I just heard on a random episode of MBMBAM. I wish I could remember which one as I've been binging past episodes of it lately. Mail hundreds of decoys keys across the world to China and Russia and everywhere else that dislikes the idea of FBI agents going through their mail system. And just leave the real keys in some random bush somewhere under a rock or something. Attach them to decoy snails. Take a vacation abroad. FBI aren't going to be very effective where they have zero jurisdiction. I don't even need to go anywhere. I live in Canada. I would probably drive to the border just to taunt them though. Take the imprint of the keys. Melt the keys. After 7 days, use that taken imprint mold to retrieve the keys. Where do you hide the imprint? Easy. Ask the CIA to hold them. Those two don't share shit. This guy knows how it works. I'd bribe my way onto a container ship going anywhere in Asia that's registered to a non-US country. Doesn't matter where. It's the trip distance I'm concerned with, not the destination. If they don't have to be returned, well, once we're far enough out at sea, toss. Those ain't jetting found 12,000 feet down. If they do, I'll hide them in a random container filled with stuff. Even if the FBI determines I'm on the boat, once it's in international waters and since it's not a US ship, there's no jurisdiction to force it to turn around. I just need to hope they don't alert the Coast Guard before we hit the international boundary. And X200B. Bribe your way onto a boat, but drop the keys in a random storm drain on the way there. While the FBI is busy trying to deal with the bureaucratic stuff of getting to you, the keys are safe and nowhere near you. Put them in the mail, send them to an address that does not exist in a foreign country. They will come back in a few weeks, months. Send them UPS ground to your next door neighbor. That'll still take about 9 days. Duct tape it inside a Starbucks cup. Drive to a part of town where tomorrow is garbage day, leave it in some random person's garbage bin by the street. Honestly, this is one of the easiest. It's brilliant. I would call their office directly with a tip on where they are, and watch them never follow up on it. It's foolproof. Deleted. Does the FBI know I'm the one with the keys? If not, I just keep them with me and use them as my actual keys. If they do know it's me, I lock them in a box and throw it in the Delaware. You'd have better luck with the squirrel kill. Nobody is going in that water. Deleted. The foil even protects it from aliens. I give them to my friend, who is conveniently going on a vacation with loaned money. He dead. Put them in a magnetic key hider, and stick them under some random 18-wheeler at the local truck stop. While the FBI is hunting for the keys, I change out the locks in the car. FBI comes screaming into my driveway with 60 seconds left on the clock. Tries the keys. They don't work. FBI concludes they have lost. I get $1 million. Put them in a sock. Put the sock in the dryer. Repeat until it goes to wherever socks go when they disappear from the dryer. Downside, they'll be gone forever. Edit, guys, I spelled it dryer instead of dryer. In 3 hours, no one corrected me. I just don't even know who you people are anymore. Haven't you realized that when the socks disappear they come back as random Tupperware lids? And X200B, wow. My first ever gold. Thank you. I'd take them to my desktop and open incognito mode. Modern problems require modern solutions. Throw them in the ocean, never said I have to be able to retrieve them. Deleted. I'll give them to my 3-year-old to hide. Good luck finding them after that. No, if you ask your 3-year-old to hide them they'll do a shit job. You hand them over and say, this is very important. I need you to keep track of these for 7 days and that will guarantee they never get found. I stick them in my printer's ink cartridges. When the printer fails to work they will assume everything is normal. And with that $1 million you'll almost be able to afford another set. On the 3rd page of Google search. Page 1 of Bing. Hide them inside a power supply, inside a PC, inside a box, inside a bag, inside a trash can, inside the side gate of an abandoned house a few blocks away. Just remember to remove any stickers that say Intel inside. Edit, tism for my first silver. Assuming I get a day of prep time, and that I can't damage the keys to the point that they are unrecognizable. 1. Microwave the keys. Got to fry any electronics inside of them. 2. Buy a key ring, and a heart-shaped keychain. 3. Write a time and date on the key ring, along with a phone number. Call at this date. 4. Walk up to a random person, do a small favor for them. Tell them to do a favor for someone they care about, then give them the keys, and to keep the chain going. 5. Chaotic system created. I don't know where the keys are. The FBI has to get a warrant for every person in the chain, and if the keys are lost, or thrown in the garbage, all the better. Good luck finding them. There's a small chance that the FBI will be given the keys, but I like my odds. The key opens the box with the $1 million. Hope the last person calls. Was gonna say up my ass, but my uncle works for the FBI. I used to play a game called Where Are the Keys with my uncle, remarkably similar to what you've described. I'll turn them into tiny little keys. Then I put those keys in a box, put that box inside another box. I'll mail that box to myself, and when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer. Plain sight. I pretend to use them as my real car keys. Outstanding move. Fucking easy money. I can think of several locations inside of my hot water storage system tank. Cut a piece of framing timber, bore a hole in it, place keys inside and secure it to another piece of framing in the roof or under the house. Take a new large candle, drill a hole in the underside, insert the keys, fill back up with the wax shavings, place it in the oven so it melts back up, and wrap it back up like new. You just shared your secret to the government. Gotta think of a new one. Nice try, FBI chief. You're not slick. PLS, I only have 2 days left. In my panties, no one ever looks there. Edit, go figure. My highest rated comment ever is about me stuffing keys in my panties. And my inbox isn't too bad. However, do not take that as a personal challenge. Rip your inbox. This is Montana. Where don't I hide them? Keys go in a plastic Easter egg. The Easter egg goes in your anus. It'll have to come out for you to poop, and it'll have to go back in after. You'll have to learn to do it without lube, because if you always carried lube with you it might tip them off. Also, you will need to not move very fast because you might rattle. I'd recommend investing in a second egg for lube storage as well. Plastic eggs are like what, 7 cents? This question would have been better if the keys you hide for 7 days opens up a box for the $1 million so you can't do something insane like the first person who said throw them in the ocean. Deleted. Do I need to be able to get them back? If not, I'd just toss them down a gopher hole here on the ranch, way out back in the pasture. With the amount of random metal bits laying around after a century of farming, you're never finding them with a metal detector. In the middle of either the summer or the winter, you'll need a pick to move any of that hard native soil. Good luck finding my soft moccasin tracks on dry ground among sheep and cattle prints galore. And between the gopher activity and the millions of identical holes, they are likely gone for good. They wouldn't even know which square mile to start looking on. Put them in my pants. No one is ever trying to get into my pants. Take them to Home Depot and hide them in plain sight with the key blanks. What is my perfect crime? I get the keys at midnight. Do I store them in a vault? No, I hang them from the chandelier. It's priceless. As I'm hanging them up, a woman catches me. She tells me to stop. It's her father's chandelier. She's Tiffany. I say no. We make love all night. In the morning, the FBI comes and I escape in one of their uniforms. I tell her to meet me in Mexico, but I go to Canada. I don't trust her. Besides, I like the cold. 30 years later, I get a postcard. I have a son and he's the head of the FBI. This is where the story gets interesting. I tell Tiffany to meet me in Paris by the Trocadero. She's been waiting for me all these years. She's never taken another lover. I don't care. I don't show up. I go to Berlin. That's where I stashed the keys. Someone give this man screwed bucks. I mail them somewhere really far away. It's a federal offense to go through someone else's unopened mail, and since keyowning isn't a crime, I don't see them getting a warrant. Edit. To be clear, I mean that they'd spend more than 7 days in the post. Mail them to myself, but change the zip code to the neighboring county. It'll take at least a fortnight for USPS to figure it out. The last place they look, it's a surefire way to victory. That means they would look there. Good try, Cake Day. Everyone's saying my ass, like that isn't the first place the FBI is gonna look. How long do I have to hide them? I mean, how long do I have to plan and execute the hiding? Edit. Apparently this needs clarification. Do I have like 3 minutes to hide them because the FBI's at the door, or can I take a day to ponder and maybe drive somewhere in order to hide them? On the floor in my kids' rooms. Give them to a key to class SCP containment cell. Deleted. In the office of a friend who works at a foreign embassy. Underneath my mantity. I drop the keys into any source of water in Flint, Michigan. And X200B. The government clearly doesn't see shit there. The keys will just dissolve and never be found again, even if they did decide to look. Easy win. Attach them to the string of a helium balloon and let that fucker go. In an FBI building,